All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming again with an awesome message. And this message is going to kind of piggyback on what was said yesterday. I know a lot of people wouldn't really get it, which is still okay. But I will say this, I'm excited that the Father is moving further in this thing. Because that's how he rumbled. He move on his timeline. He does things his way. And I'm really getting a kick out of watching how he's rumbling things in this world today. When the world think they rule it, they think they got it under control. They have no idea what they got in the midst of them. Let me say this while it's on my mind. The United States of America have no idea of the danger, which they have no idea. They think that their nuke or their atomic bomb or their missiles and what all they got underneath the ground, they got this power punch blast, but they don't even know what they got on the ground. On this land is greater than your nuclear weapons. And when I say they have no idea, I want y'all to understand. I mean the people in this country. I know that the elites fully aware who Judah is. Judah is worse than a time bomb on the earth. No country on the earth have anything as deadly as Judah. Why? Somewhere in the midst of the Creator, he has something invested that no one knew. It's almost like a time in him that he chose that it come to the light, a little bit of something, because it ain't going to move nobody, because no one is afraid of Judah. And I can understand that. Judah is out here doing so much toward Judah, but there's two Judahs we dealing with. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. But see, he ain't going to divide them as to where you're going to be able to determine which Judah is Judah. He didn't give that power nor that will to you. Oh, yes, but he knows that there's two Judahs. There's two Israel. Everyone that said that they Israel are not Israel. All right. Oh, yeah, because there's two. And I try to teach, and that's why I really appreciate the Most High Yah giving me the opportunity to know the difference between the twos, because it plays a big role and a powerful role here on the earth. Let's say we got all these priests and these bishops and these apostles and these prophets and these prophetess, these Maureen, these seers, these pastors, these evangelists, these seers. You got all these ministers and these so-called, teachers, and they lost with the cause and without, because they never knew the twos. The way heaven orchestrated it, he orchestrated it by the twos. That's why they don't understand. Let me show you one that they don't understand. They don't understand the difference between the fallen angels and the sons of Yah. They have no difference. They have no idea there's a difference between the fallen angels and the sons of Yah. You can't get them mixed up. But what have they done on this earth? They took them and they moved them all around each other and made them one of the same. They placed them to be one of the same. You can't do that. You can't make the sons of Yah fallen angels. You can't, because they didn't fall from anything. They had a mission of Yah, but they didn't fall from anything. You're getting those serpent seeds, spirits that has lost their first estate. Oh, the sons of Yah didn't lose their estate. They didn't lose their estate. But the fallen one lost it to where they'll never be able to enter their end. You see? They're going to go strictly to hell. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? But the sons of Yah still got to stand before glory for judgment. See, they don't know the difference. And that's why I say the twos is big time. Understanding the twos among Judah and among Israel. And see what the world think they have. They think they have just these Negroes, these niggers, these black people, these are African Americans, these African, these black. Now, when they hit black, that's when Judah should have pulled up. But Judah can't pull up, y'all. If Judah would have pulled up, the world would have ended. That's the type of bomb Yah has invested in it. The tribe of Judah. Okay? I know y'all don't know that. And I'm at the point I don't give a rest behind if you don't. I'm about that light and bringing it out in such a midnight darkness. Do you know everyone who say that they are full of the Holy Spirit, that's what they should be doing. That's what they should be seeking. You know why? It's so much darkness. How is it that you want no light? You want to keep on taking the darkness and just being able to minister in the darkness and leave people right there. Oh, this. We awakening. We the Jew. You want to teach the darkness among the darkness without the light at all. Without spirit and truth. Everybody that said that they are Judah is not Judah. Everybody that say that they are Israel is not Israel. But I like to share with you today that America, the United States of America, the trumpet of the Most High Yah has been blown. Let Judah go. Judah has to be first released before Israel can be released. Judah holding too much for Israel and Judah to be released. Judah got to be released first. So I come to you this morning to say, America, the United States of America, the trumpet has been blown. Let Judah go, said the Most High Yah. So I asked the Father, I say, okay, is this a threat or a warning? You know what he told me? Make it a threat. Okay. United States of America, this is a threat unto you from the Most High Yah to let you know. Let Judah go. This morning I got a pretty good revelation from the Most High Yah, and it feels so good. It feels so good. I mean, to have the Ruach in you, teaching you from that end versus the outer end, all the books in this book and this here over here said this and this and said this, is such a blessing because he shows you beyond what you're reading. So you'll see him. You will know spirit and truth. You will know the light in the midst of all this darkness. Look at all these different religions, these different beliefs. What really gets me is how people are falling a bunch of people with dreams and visions. Sit your tails down. He did not tell you it comes by visions and dreams. So why are people tagging behind people with visions and dreams? He didn't say this thing come by visions and dreams. He said this thing come by hearing. You have to have that ear to hear. And that's a spiritual ear. It's not the ear of the flesh, you guys. And you all are hearing dreams and visions through your flesh ears, claiming it to be something spiritual. Stand down, clowns. So I want to go back into Genesis 49, and I want to hang on on verse 10. I'm going back in that direction because I'm kind of piggybacking, but I was given a revelation in Judah about Judah in Genesis chapter 10 that just threw me all the way off. I mean, just threw me all the way on left field. But I give all glory and honor to the Most High Yah, who was, who is, and shall be in the days to come. I want to go back into Genesis chapter 49 and verse 10, and I want you to hang with me a little while. America, the trumpet has been blown. Let Judah go. And the Father said to you, this is not a warning. This is a threat. And it's not something that you got the power to hold what belongs to him. But he got the power to threaten you to let him go. Praise the Most High God. Now we're coming from Genesis 49 and verse 10. In Genesis 49 and verse 10, it reads, okay, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver between his feet, until Shiloh come, until Shiloh come, until Shiloh come. And unto him shall the gathering of the people. Okay. Let me show y'all what he shared with me. United States of America, I advise you to let Judah go. The Father says this is not a warning, this is a threat. The Father wants you to know, and it's not in your power. It's still his power. Let Judah go. The Father wants you all to understand that Judah is holding the scepter. That means Judah got something that he's holding. Worse than an atomic bomb. It's worse than a nuke. America, let Judah go. Okay. Also, the Father shared with me something that was really powerful. It reminded me of when he'd go and he'll tell, had Moses and Aaron to take the rod, and the rod was the staff, and the staff was the rod. And notice it had all that power. Okay. And he would send them down to Pharaoh and say, Pharaoh, you must let God's people go. Well, like I said to you before, Pharaoh would have let Israel go the moment Moses we request that he let the people go. Why? Many of you all never did your study. Pharaoh and Moses were brothers, not blood brothers, but they were real close brothers. Pharaoh would not have had any problem because he's now took over his daddy's position. His dad had passed away, and now he would have let Moses' people go. He had no reason to hold them. He loved Moses. But as Moses and Aaron is on their way to Pharaoh to say, let Israel go, the Most High people go, somebody met Pharaoh before Moses and Aaron did. And that was the Most High Yah. In spite of him saying, let my people go, guess what? He would harden his heart so he would not let the people go. And this is where the whole world is missing it. They can't detach the power of giving Aaron and Moses the rod of power to go into Pharaoh just to let you, the Most High God, harden Pharaoh's heart. So the power of the rod and the power of the staff can show up and show out. The United States of America. This is a threat and not a warning. Let Judah go. So Aaron and Moses is constantly going before Pharaoh, not fully understanding that, wait a minute, why are you sending us there and you harden his heart to go up against what you're telling us to tell him not to do? You're sending me and Aaron up here to this man to tell him to let the people go. But Father, y'all, hold up. You stopping him from letting them go. Wake up, people. This is where I'm telling y'all. This is where you ain't been. It's where you're going. See, that's what's wrong with people today. They never allowed the Holy Spirit to be the teacher in them. They didn't want that type of teacher. So many people want the outside to teach them because they can hide under the rocks and they can hide under the mountains and under the hills, because they can still portray that they in something that they ain't in, as long as they hide. See, but to come out, you want to talk about what a real true awakening looks like is when you come out from under the rocks. When you come out the mountains, you come from down the hills, and you identify yourself as the light. You identify one that represents the Most High Yah. See, y'all ain't got here and hiding under the cliff and over in the corner and up in the mountains and say, oh, that ain't of y'all. That's of yourself. That's that flesh ruling. That's what that is. So while Moses and Aaron is going to Pharaoh saying, let the people go, guess what? Yah has already hardened Pharaoh's heart so he would not let the people go. Now, how does that sound? You see how you got to go behind what you read? It has to be the answer. It rests behind it. You see, while you thinking you so darn smart, all I need is the King James Version 1611. Oh, surely if I got all the books that's lost and all the books that we have found, and we got the Enoch, you ain't got a Rex behind. You just don't know the difference from your behind and the Rex. You're still lost with the cause and without. Because not now one of them books can bring you to the light. Woo, that's deep. That's deeper than deep. Because as Moses and Aaron going to Pharaoh, wait a minute, hold up, Father. Y'all, now, when we tell y'all how deep this is, I learned that when I was a teenager. You know why? Because when I was being taught by the Holy Spirit, I was asking him, what is going on here? Why you doing that? Why you sending them to that man and then you harden his heart? That's how my mindset was, y'all. It didn't make sense. And I sit here today and I'm so grateful to the Most High Yah that took out time with somebody that didn't have no sense. And still don't. Because I still would ask the question, why? Let me show you what he showed me today. He said, Deborah, go on back up in Genesis chapter 49. Go on back up in there. Okay? When you read verse 9, right here in verse 9, Genesis 49 and verse 9, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. Wait a minute, hold up. This is what Jacob is telling Judah. Thou art gone up. You gone up You stoop down, and he crouched as a lion. Let me show you. Bam! Can you see it? That's Judah. Okay? Let me help something out here. Let's get this here. Let's solve this issue right here. And you know what where you know that you're where you know that you're on here, and this is what the Father tells me. You'll know them. Okay. One minute. I'm just doing something here. Okay. You know, when I told y'all I had like 3 faithful females, people come on that line, they dive in. But you don't have nobody faithful in this day. We in the end days. Ain't nobody gonna step up and open their mouth to nothing, but let them have something negative to say about you. They'll have their negative stuff to say about Sister Deborah, but when someone come on this line, they don't open their mouth to shut them down. All it takes is somebody that's in spirit and truth. When you in spirit and truth, you speak against anything that's not of spirit and truth. You see what I'm saying? So it's like saying if you go into a place of worship, okay? Watch this here. You go into a place of worship and they're talking, all they teach is Satanism. What you gonna do? Get up and leave out. Why? Because you can't make all the other people get out. But when you come to the platform, someone is saying something, to me, if you really about who you think you are, and that is spirit and truth, you have every right to step in towards someone that is speaking while the Father has his servant speaking unto you. But this is the weak mind of people. They have nothing invested in themselves because they have set themselves up to be so separate and so much better and so much different. Now watch this. Soon as Sister Deborah say something that displeased them, they'll go to the side and they'll either get off or they'll have something negative to say about Sister Deborah. But they will watch people come in on the line, not speaking about nothing, but trying to get recognition, but they won't say a word to them. That's why I know that, like the Father says, you stand in this thing alone, no matter what's on your left and on your right. You stand in it alone, because everybody ain't Israel and everybody ain't Judah. We're dealing with the twos. We're dealing with those who come down here to portray the flesh, and 99.9 has. You got all these churches full up, and he's one man that's leading the whole 3,000 members, and the 3,000 members following them. You see? So don't think you ain't gonna come to this page and you can't be the same way on this page with Sister Deborah. Yes, you can, because it's where your heart is. And where your heart is where your mind is. You see? So that's why I say you got to really be cautious in people, even when you're speaking to people or when you're online. Like I say, these last 3 that would come on, the one of them I didn't really know, but I couldn't understand. She just couldn't stand it. She was asking, why y'all on her page if you don't agree that she's this. And I never did get to know that individual, but the mother and daughter, I got to know the both of them. And I think they followed me probably about 6 years. No, almost 6 years. And yes, they went back out, but I'm still praying that the Father draw them in. What I mean is, I ain't gonna get into it, but so much for that. But this is, I don't know if you all can see it. Okay, let's go. So when the Father was that's Judah. That's the lion, Judah. He's an old lion now, and look what he is. We're going to Genesis chapter 49 and verse 9. This is the revelation that the Father gave me this morning. I cannot myself come up with this type of revelation, you guys. This has to be something that's anointed and appointed. This is not something somebody come up with, okay? Okay, so I just want to share with you something he shared with me. And in knowing this too is what you put in your backpack. Because when people start to talk, you can have this in your spiritual backpack, okay? Now, when I got to Genesis 49, he told me go up to verse 9. And I wanted to just stick with 10, but I was obedient as always to the voice within me. And this is what it says. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey. This is what Jacob has said. From the prey. My son. Now this is Jacob telling him. Thou art gone up. You're gone up. He stooped down. He crouches as a lion. Now watch this here. And as an old lion. So he's saying Judah has been down, crouched, and stooped down for quite a long time, y'all. Oh, that's deep. Oh, Father, thank you. Judah been down for quite a long time. He's stooped. And he's crouched like a lion. Who shall rouse him up? Who shall rouse him up? This is David telling Judah what he's going to be in end days. So what the Father shared with me, he said, Deborah, I want you to look. Look at that. Notice that Jacob told Judah he's going to be stooped down. He's going to be crouched down. What do that mean, Deborah? Lazy. That's what I said. He's going to just be down and ain't going to get up to do nothing but lazy. Okay. The Father say it is a submissive order of Yah. So Judah is crouched down like a whelp, like a young lion, to an old lion. He's stooped down. He's crouched down, as Jacob said that he would be. And the Father said to me this morning, it's a submissive order to Yah. So Judah is being submissive to the power of who Yah is. This is Judah. He stooped down, crouched down in a submissive order. See the head? You see the head going down? That's submissive. The Father told me Judah is submissive to Yah. Why? Don't forget, Judah was in verse 9, one that would have his hands in the neck of his enemy. And that his father's children shall bow down before him. Before them, thee. See, we looking at Yeshua HaMashiach, which is the Lion of Judah. Why? Because The lion of the tribe is crouched down. They stoop down. And the Father told me they're down as a form of submissive to me. Look at it. Look how his head. See, even a dog, any animal that put his head in like that. I don't know if you all can see it. That is the Father say he's being submissive to his order, to the Father's order. This is where he go into verse 10. Judah, he says, the scepter shall not depart from him. So what did we say a scepter was? A scepter is a staff, a rod of power. Judah holds something dear to the Father. And Judah is not holding this that's dear to him because he's entitled to it or because he was called Judah. Judah was given this scepter from the Most High before the foundation of the world. It's a form of power. You remember where he sent Moses and Aaron in with the rod? Many of y'all didn't know the rod was the Father's power. You see, they would go in with the power in the rod. Now, we knew that it was just a rod that they had, but what they end up with was a staff that was called a rod as well. And it had the Father's power. It was like unto Judah is the scepter. Not like the scepter. Judah is holding the scepter, which is still yet the power. You see what the United States of America has no idea, when we tell you, and you don't either. It does something to me, how people think they know it, and they're a long ways from home. Listen to this. Judah is holding the scepter. The scepter is likened to the staff and the rod, which is the power that is given to it by the Most High Yah. When he's saying that Judah is holding that, you know why you know Judah is holding it? Because Jacob's getting ready to die. And look what he says in verse 8. He said, thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemy, and thy children shall bow down to thee. Because you're holding. Judah is holding something. Many of you all would think that it's just Yeshua HaMashiach, in which the lion is coming out of the lion. That's true. But go to verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah. Depart means it ain't coming out of Judah. So what was the scepter back in Moses and Aaron's? It was a staff and a rod that had power. Judah is holding Yah's power. But guess what? At the same time, tell him, Deborah. Judah is holding the scepter. But guess what? Judah is stooped down. He's crouched as an old, young lion to an old. Why? Because he's submissive to the power that Yah has invested in him. Had Judah be like unto Jacob said, have his hands in his enemy neck, we would have tore this country up a long time ago. You hear that, you United Snakes of America? You would have got tore up from the floor up a long time ago. Jacob's died. He didn't have to tell Judah, your hand's going to always be in the neck of your enemy. That's that fight. Where's that fight coming from? The one that handed him the baton. Who hand Judah that baton? King David. Also, the tribe out of Judah. King David was also out of Judah. King David came out of Judah with the same fight. All King David did was fought, win, fight, win. Why? Because he too had the scepter in his hand. Y'all gave it to him. He handed that baton over to Judah. And that's who Judah. That's why David coming back to Mount Zion. A lot of y'all don't know what that's about, because you didn't know really who David was from the beginning. Y'all run y'all tails around here and y'all think you know something and you don't know nothing. These people telling people they awaken. Awaken to what? Stupidity. Because you ain't doing nothing for your tribes of Israel. You're not enlightening them with the light. Right today, Judah, out of your mouth should be nothing, not your dreams and your vision to warn the world about what y'all going to do. He already done warned the world. The world know what he going to do. Y'all ain't sending dreams and vision to warn the world in a way of, oh, he's going to do this to this man and this man and this man and this man. We putting too much emphasis. Why? Because we trying to get likes and subscribers and a check at the end game. And we will turn in Yah truth, his spirit and truth and his light, as a lie of a dream and a vision. Yah is not a dream and a vision, people. You cannot detach him to dreams and visions. Do he give people dreams? Yes. Do he give vision? Yes, but they the least on the total pole. He's not going to bring that up in this midnight hour. Dreams and vision can't help, can't make, can't break, can't do nothing for nobody. In all this trash going on, and you out here telling people about dreams and visions. You are not a person of the Most High. You are the person of darkness, feeding darkness what they need to be fed. Dark food. Okay? So here, the revelation that he gave me was that it's best that Judah be stooped down, crouched down, in a form of submissive, because Judah is holding something greater than an atomic bomb, a nuke. All of them put together, what Judah hold is greater than that. All together, the world can put every bomb they have, and it wouldn't be greater than Judah. What Yah has invested in Judah. That's why David's army, no matter how large the army was, David defeated it. Because the scepter was in also David. See, that's what a lot of y'all don't know nothing about. It was in David. So that's the mystery in Genesis 49. It's the mystery. There's a purpose why the lion in Judah is still stooped down, crouch. Okay? That's a form of submissive to the Most High Yah. What is he submitting? The power that is invested in him. Okay? I wanted to get that done with. David, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 37. David is saying, I want to show you what David is. Ezekiel chapter 37. I want to show you something. And verse 24 and 25. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 24 and 25. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 24 and 25. And David, my servant. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Now, this is the Most High pulling up. He's giving you a glimpse. You know how I tell you all time after time after time, if you don't know what he was, then you really don't know who he is. And in the process of knowing who he was and he is, guess what? You're going to know what he's going to be like to come. But where people are at is just only where they are, which is. They have no idea what was, because all they know is what is. And 99.9 don't know what is. They just run their mouth. But to know what is to come, oh man, you done nailed it. 1, 2, 3. Because here in Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 24, it says, and David, my servant, shall be the king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgment and observe my statutes and do them. Verse 25, and they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dealt. And they shall dwell therein, even they and their children, and their children's forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. You see that? Something about David that is detached also to the Mashiach, which I also know that is known as Christ. That's why I say y'all can't touch the rim of who the Father is. Because when he speak of I am that I am, ahaya, you got to really grip that. I can be what I want, when I want, how I want, and can't nobody do nothing about it. But we don't want to see him having that type of authority. We want to make him what we want to make him, you see? And we want to walk therein what we say he is. Sit down. You see? So here in Ezekiel, the prophet Ezekiel is giving you good news. But listen to how Ezekiel is telling you this. Ezekiel is talking to us about Mount Zion. Watch this. Just hear me out. Ezekiel is talking about, Ezekiel's in the ancient times, like, okay, back in the days, talking about us in this day where we headed. Now, why in the rats behind is y'all going to send prophets and prophetess, especially with their dreams and vision to warn the world? Wait a minute. When the real prophets is showing you, we're here to tell y'all what's in the light versus the darkness. You sit your stupid tails up here running behind people's dreams and vision if you want to. These prophets lost their lives trying to get spirit and truth in the light to you in this day. That's why I say a lot of people know where they are at, where they is, but they don't know where they come from and they don't know where they going. So they stuck in darkness, not knowing the difference from dark and light. So here in Ezekiel 37, verse 24 and 25, here it is, Ezekiel telling you what the Father had shared with him about David stepping in on the scene to Mount Zion. We know that that's that 1,000 years. That's that on that the mountain. That's that promised land. That's that place now floating with milk and honey when that time come. When Yah called his people back to the promised land, he bring them out and take them there. Listen, that's what Ezekiel talking about. You pull up in Isaiah will be telling y'all stuff like that. You pull up in Jeremiah is telling us stuff like that. Where in the rats behind is all these people coming up with dreams and vision, talking, he told me this back in 1920 and 2018 and 2010 and Sit y'all tails down. How can you be deceived at that high level? And then they tell you what he's going to do this to America, and he's going to do this to Donald Trump, and he's going to do this to this person and this person. Sit your tail down. Do you hear the prophets giving you the dreams and vision at that level? Even John in the vision had the sense enough to give us what? Revelation. To what? To help us to understand what we're walking in the end days. These fools sitting here telling you about dreams and vision they didn't have 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and the people in this country eating it up from the floor have made these people gods. And these people ain't telling nobody nothing that's detached to spirit and truth. And nothing that has to do with your salvation. Nothing has to do with your deliverance. Nothing has to do with the Ruach HaKodesh. They don't give no type of food like that. But they giving you vision. They done wrote in the book, when I was given this vision 2 years ago on August the 18th, 2023, and he showed me this, and he showed y'all fools. I said, Father, can they get any foolish than that? No, they can't, Deborah. They're gone. You're gone. So I want to go into Judah. I wanted to make sure you see, if we see that Judah is stooped down, crouched down, I call it laziness, slothful. So when you see Judah where they at, guess what? You want Judah to stay there. Because Judah is holding something that if he get up, somebody in trouble. Okay? So we want Judah where he at. Oh, yeah, right. So you hear that, the United Snakes of America? Let Judah go. And even at the sound of my voice, everyone that hears me that's not of the tribe of Judah, these are the very words in which you should be speaking. Nothing no different. Let Judah go. We don't need your words of anything outside of standing on the mountaintop, proclaiming to the people to let Judah go. You ain't going to be able to hold them. You don't want Yah to let them get up. They are crouched down, stoop down, because they're being submissive to the Most High Yah. You don't want Yah to pull them up. And Yah wants you to know, every last one of you that hears Sister Deborah's voice, that are not of the tribe of Judah, you too need to stand on the mountain and speak. Let Judah go. Let us rumble. Now you finna go into something. Okay. Now let's go into Isaiah 61. And one thing else about it, it just does something to me to hear Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah, because when you're trying to find out what is the prophets really are today, why is it people are so blind in understanding how you know the prophet today? They pretty much speak like the prophet of yesterday. These prophets of today are not coming and lost their life, boiled in the pot, skinned alive, head chopped off for you to run around here, tell somebody your vision and dreams. Sit your tail down. The prophets of the servant of the Most High Yah stand firm on he that rules it all and how he is rumbling things. Not how he giving you dreams and vision, like he got to come all the way back into this day and time where all this darkness and give more darkness of dreams and vision. Dreams and vision in this day and time is just that, darkness. Because if it ain't pulling up with the Most High, it's pulling down. You ain't going to be teaching, not nobody like me, I ain't gonna be listening to it no way. Let me go ahead on Isaiah 61. I wouldn't even let them take me there, but I'm not you and you ain't me. Isaiah 61. And in Isaiah 61, verse 1, it says, the spirit of Yah is upon me because I'm sending this to you from me, showing you the difference between me and you. I'm going to put it like that. The spirit of Yah is upon me, okay? Because Yah has anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. See, he knows who he's sending Deborah to speak to. This shows you Yah ain't speaking to everybody. Yah ain't speaking to everybody. But if he's going to send somebody like Sister Deborah, he's sending him to what? He's anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the broken heart, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and to open of the prison to them that are bound. There are people who are, I've told y'all that many times, how the Father was saying that there are those who have the truth. And just because they're in prison don't mean they don't have the truth. They just bound, trying to find their way. Wait a minute. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm going to tell you something. I understand where they at. I understand it to the fullness. Why? Because y'all been dealing with me since I was 4, right? And if it took him to have to deal with me from that time to this time, that's the only reason why I'm where I'm at, in him. Oh, say it again, in him. So those people that's out there, they have what it takes. It's in them. But because of the thick darkness in the world, they can get lost. How? Because y'all don't get it. Y'all don't feel this thing. It can get lost. Their light can get lost in all this darkness. And even though truth resides right in them, they get caught up in this darkness. You see? Listen to what he says here. In Isaiah 61, it reminds me even of I know it's talking about me too, but it just this is Isaiah speaking of this, another prophet. He said, the spirit of Yah is upon me because Yah has anointed me. See, you can't anoint me. You can't appoint me. You can't sit like somebody sent me an email that he said a woman should be submissive, and sit your submissive tails down. People need to learn to sleep with their mouth closed. Maybe when they wake up, they've been and learned something. Your mouth keep running even when you sleep. That's the stupidity that's in you. All this dirt these men done taught these men is off the chain. They have no spirit in truth. They have no food for their spirit. They have no light. And they have nerve to tell you, you're not supposed to exalt you. Sit your tails down. How in the wretch behind you going to tell the power of the Most High Yah what to do with what is his? Sit down. You fail to realize he's the potter of the clay. He formed us. Not the mouth of your understanding, not the mouth of your comprehension, not the mouth of your flesh. Not the mouth of how you've been taught and misled, but the spirit of the Most High Yah that reign in me. What sense does it make for me to shut up with all this power in me, sitting up in me? You talk like a fool on top of a fool, and now you're standing on the Empire State Building, still a fool on the top of the Empire State Building, and that's how foolish you are, and you look. I'm just crazy. Now listen to this, Isaiah. And if I don't give it to you, tell me who gonna give it to you. Tell me who gonna give it to you. I like how y'all rumble. I told y'all I love the way he rumble. He never come the way of a man's mindset. Nor the way of a man comprehension, not the way of the man's wisdom, not the way of the man understanding, not the way of the man knowledge, not the way of the man's feelings, not the way of the man emotions. And not the way of a man comprehension. Flesh, sit down. You ain't nothing but flesh. Okay, Isaiah chapter 61. The Spirit of Yah is upon me, because Yah has anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. See there? To the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. All right. There go the brokenhearted. To proclaim liberty. To proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound. Come up out of them. Come out. These are those who I told y'all, they got it. They going over to the other side, to Mount Zion. They got it. They just trying to find their way in all this darkness. And guess what? They don't even know. Y'all on every side of you. You got this. He on every side of you. You got this. You got this thing. You see? They got it. But what is he saying? Isaiah is showing you how Yah will bring in his prophet, his anointed one, to set all other captives, which could be prophets. But whatever they are the servants of the Most High Yah. What you mean, Deborah? They in captivity. They are bound in prison. What are they waiting for? To be set free. So if y'all don't send somebody like me that he has molded and shaped out of the potter, bold, don't give a rat's behind how I speak it, as long as it is truth. And that's all that matters. That it is truth with the light in my right hand. Okay, so here it is in verse 2. It says, to claim the acceptable year of Yah. You see that? The acceptable year. That's what time we in, y'all. We in the time of Yah, where he's that he's doing his work. This is about him. Watch this here. The year of Yah and the day of vengeance of our Yah, to confront all that moan. You see that? He's sitting here telling you, Isaiah, his part as a prophet, letting you know about what Yah is going to do to proclaim his people back in these days that we're in. Is he sitting here telling you about dreams and vision? No, he's telling me, Sister Deborah, another servant like unto him. He's handing me the baton. I'm grabbing it and taking it from here. You see? This is how Yah rumbles. I know y'all don't know him like that. Maybe he don't want you to know him like that. How about that? But the truth be told is that he wants us to understand that we got those that's in captivity and they're bound and they're in prison, and it's a prison of the mind. That's all. They're in prison of their own mind. Our worst enemy is our own self. And that's where they are in prison to themselves. That's why I say, even though they're in prison to themselves, which is their flesh, guess what? Truth rests in them. He ain't telling Isaiah to warn me to give it to you like he gave it to me for nothing. It's to let you know, Yah knows that his captives are out there. They are in prison you can't, this country can't have you in a captivity, nor in a prison, like you see prison, like you see captivity. You know why? How in the rest behind that the scepter is in Judah? So tell me what, you stupid America, tell me what prison you have us bound in. I know you think it's the bars, right? You think in how you stripped us from everything and took everything from us and tried to take our integrity and our mores and our standards and our belief of our creator. But you fail to realize y'all got something invested in Judah that Judah don't know what's invested in himself. Now, how you like that? It's time, America, United States, to let Yah Judah go. Okay, so here Whether you like it or not, y'all gonna rumble his way. And you know what you're gonna miss? I'm gonna tell you, a lot of y'all gonna miss him. You're gonna miss him because you're trying to see him coming from the rim of your right hand. Oh no, he got to come from my left hand. He got to come from my right hand. You're gonna be a fool because he ain't coming no ways of your left and your right. He coming from far with vengeance in both of his hands. So you better be careful while you're playing around with these people on this earth and not in the right place, nor the right time. It's a better time. This is the best time of Judah's living. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Let's pull up Psalms 45. In Psalms 45 and 6 and 7. Psalms 45 and 6 and 7. Thy throne. Hear this, y'all. This is why I say to you all, you all are missing it. You're not getting it. Psalms 45, verse 6 and 7. Thy throne, O Yah, is forever and ever. Look at that. The scepter, ain't that the same thing that's in Judah? Of thy kingdom is a right scepter. Wait a minute. Hold up, Father Yah. We talking about the kingdom now. But you said it's in Judah. Wow. Oh, no, you can't say that. Oh, that's the lawgiver. No, he said, nor the lawgiver. The scepter shall not depart Judah. Do y'all hear that, people out there? That's Judah. Something Yah has invested in you is greater than every nuke or every bomb this country have or this world have on this earth. It's something invested in Judah, and this is the reason why Judah don't really fully understand anything. Judah got his own awakening, and he dead sleep and have no idea. He is dead sleep. You know why he's dead sleep? It's he refused. He sleep because he's refusing spirit and truth and the light. To be what? Its teacher, its guide, and leading them. They choose in the mouth of men, the ways of man, the wisdom of man, the knowledge of man, the understanding of man. They've left the Most High Yah, and they serving a manly God that they thinking that makes up them awakening, and they dead sleep. Listen to what he says here. Thy throne, O Yah, is forever and ever. Now we know that the throne is forever and ever. So what does this say? The scepter of thy kingdom is a right scepter. Wait a minute. Didn't you say Judah is holding the scepter? Now, I want to tell y'all something about this here. Even though Sister Deborah is going over this, I don't know it all when it come down to this, because he had to tell me why Judah was stooped down and crouched down. I told him it's a form of laziness and slothful. Yes, it is in the eyes of the flesh, but in the eyes of the spirit, Judah is submitting to the Most High Yah. In Yah's eyes, Judah is stooped down, crouched down as a form of being submissive to the Father. You see? But when I read it, I'm looking at it as he's lazy, slothful, and ain't doing nothing. Because what? In reality, that's what you see. Now, if you see, and this is how a people and our people that's as men are doing, then it matches. But the Father say, even though it appeared that because they're not doing anything, but because they're submitting to what I got invested in them. Judah, let me just tell you what he said to me now. Judah could not be held under captivity in no country. Jacob told Judah he's a fighter. You'll always fight them enemies. Your hands shall be in their neck. So Jacob knew that's what type of spirit was in Judah, because it was in David. David act like that he come on the earth just to fight battle. He enjoyed it. I'm just turning around. He finna fight a battle for what? Because he had the scepter in him that had the power. But the father got Judah down. Wait a minute, Judah, what you doing? Stoop down and crouch down. Why are you down like that? Deborah, I ain't getting up. I'm submitting to the Most High Yah. And I'm thinking, oh, they lazy, ain't doing nothing, because that's what I see in the natural. But the father said they down, submitting to him. All because the scepter is in them. Ooh wee. So they holding something that the United States is now being told as a threat. The father said, tell him it's not a warning, it's a threat. Let Judah go. Yah will not let Israel go until he let Judah go. You see, Judah must go first, and y'all gonna learn that. Judah is holding it, y'all. That's why he down. And he down because he's submitting to the Most High Yah. Because all you have to do is go up a notch, a verse, and you see what Jacob said, Judah, your hands would always be in your neck, in the neck of your enemy. Why ain't Judah hands in the neck of the enemy then? How did he get so submissive in the land of his captive? Because y'all said if he had to rise up. Don't forget, Deborah, that scepter is in Judah. That same one that was in David, where David won all the war. In a sense that Judah could actually probably defeat the whole United States. Ooh, ooh, Father, where did that come from? Did I say that, Father? Yeah. Did I say that, Father? Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. This is what Judah is holding. Okay? So in verse, which one was that? In verse 7, it says, thy giving gave righteousness and hate wickedness. Therefore, Yah, thy Yah, has anointed thee with the oil of gladness above, look at there, above thy fellows. You guys, though the one that's holding that scepter, you know, Yeshua HaMashiach, the Mashiach had. Oh yeah, he had it too. See, that's what I'm trying to say to y'all. You missed it. But yet you say you waking. You over here chasing all the lost books for what? What in the wretch behind it? Y'all trying to get out of all of these lost books. What in the wretch behind it? You trying to get out of Enoch. Enoch can't override what Judah is holding. Enoch can't do nothing for you in this day in which you are in and the day to come. It's nothing in the books or no books that gonna override spirit and truth and the light. Because if you had spirit and truth today, guess what? You wouldn't even be looking in no lost books, nor in any Enoch book, because it'll be Yah living in you. That's spirit and truth right there with the light. You see? So if you had that, you wouldn't be looking for the books, because the Ruach in you will tell you all you need to know. And that's why y'all ain't going for y'all playing this game about all these lost books and Enoch book, Dragon book, the Giants book, and they still coming up with other books. It's to throw you off of spirit and truth, y'all. The only one that represents the Most High Yah. He is spirit, he is truth. And if he's in you, he teach you from what? Within. So what do he need all them books to teach you what? Them books can't tell you what was. Them books can't tell you what is. And they can't tell you what's to come. I know. Y'all still looking for everything it tells you. The same one that's been writing up these books and give you the book, guess who they are? They're not handing you over the scrolls. People, they're handing you books that they made to keep you occupied. And the true book rests in you. If you want to call it a book, you want a book? Try the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh in you. Try that book. See what you learn. You want a real good book? I give you a book. Okay, so here we are. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 11. Now that was Isaiah. Now let's go to Ezekiel chapter 11. America, this is a threat. Let Judah go, said the Most High Yah. Let Judah go. This is not a warning. This is a threat. Okay? Now, in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 16. In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 16. And it reads, therefore say, thou said the Most High, although I have cast them off, far off among the heathen, although I have cast them off among the heathens. Now, this is where I explain to you, do not follow what you call Hebrew Israelites movement. These who owns these different groups and cults, they are so far from spirit and truth and the light. People, I don't know where everybody get off thinking that you're going to be able to master this thing. You're going to be a scholar. You're going to know the beginning to the end without the Ruach HaKodesh, the true teacher that was promised, as Yeshua told us, to come and teach us all things. Why is it we're embedding ourselves into the things in the world teaching us versus he that's greater than anything in the world, anything above the world, anything beneath the world? He is the greatest teacher that comes to live in you, because he don't want to deal with your flesh. He got to go to your spirit. That's where he abide. That's where he teach you from. Oh, you don't want that. I know you want some man that you can follow your tail and look at and see and think you in there because you there. Don't mean a wretch behind. Okay, so let's go back to Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore say, thou said, Ahijah, Yah, although I have cast them far off among the heathens. Now see right there, that should have locked into Judah. That the only one has the say so over us is he that did what? What does it say here? In verse 16. Cast them far off among the heathen. Who cast us far off? See? Now, like somebody like me, if I was a teenager back then in my days, if I would have read this, first thing I would say, wait a minute, why would you do that? Father, what'd you do that for? Why would you do that to us? You see, because I want to know, y'all. I know y'all probably think I'm crazy. I want to really know. I don't want to lie. I don't want to be deceived. I want to really know what's going on. But see, this is the persistence that people don't have in them because they don't have truth. I'm persistent as a young girl. Why would you do that? Why would you do them people like that? To where he comes and he tells me why. You see? And then when he began to tell me, he began to teach me beyond what I can read. And it all makes sense of anybody on this earth that think they got sense. What he has to teach us goes beyond the sense of the flesh. And it takes you to the realm of the spirit. Okay? So he says here, I have cast them far off among the heathens. And although I have scattered them among the countries. Now, right there, Why is it the Hebrew Israelites? Why ain't these Negroes in this country? Now, I don't know if I should call them melanated people, these people of Judah. Why is it they can't grip this? Because if they grip this, they would be asking, Yah, what do we go from here, Father? Since you did this and you brought us here, how long, Father, Yah? What must we do, Father, Yah, from here? You brought us here. Which way should we turn? Which aisle should we go up? What should we do from here? No, they don't want you to do that. They want to go find all the lost books and think the book's going to lead them to anything righteous. No, it's not. Solomon warned y'all as well. Solomon told you too many books is a worse. And it is. It draws your flesh mind all over the place. And this is what has happened to the men of Judah. They all over the place chasing books. Books after books. I know it used to be, he was so good. I followed him way in Georgia, all the way to St. Louis. That man he was good. And he got lost in all the other books. That's how good he was. He was a good Hebrew teacher too. I mean, Hebrew language. He was good. He was good, nice. I liked his whole way he acted, the way he carried himself. He got back into this book and started reading all kind of books. He got lost in it. And right now, he's not together. I'm telling you, that's what it does. Hey, I'm a living witness to tell you all. That stuff can get you out of whack. Stick with the good book, the only book, the book that has the light, the book that is spirit and truth. And it's not a book that man made or was made out of man's hand. It is the book of who the Father is. He is spirit and he is truth. Stick with that book. If you want a good book, go there. Okay. So then he says, I have scattered them among the country, yet I will be to them a little sanctuary. Hold up. What do sanctuary mean? I went back to look what sanctuary mean, and I saw that the AI put also to set apart. Sanctuary. It could be a place where you can be set apart. Maybe. Mirkadash, I think it's pronounced Mirkadash in Hebrew, but it is Kadash. It sometimes spoke as Kadash, but it is a chapel. It is a holy place. A holy place. You see what I'm saying? So here, a little sanctuary. Where's that little sanctuary at? Anybody happen to know? We're going to find that out. We're going to find out. Listen to what he says. Yet I will be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. So you see how he did not leave Judah. Judah was the sanctuary all the time. And we're going to find that out. We're going to find that out. I will be to them a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. So it's showing you that even though we are scattered as Israel need to detach to Judah. Because guess what? Judah is the sanctuary. Let us go. Let us find Judah being the sanctuary. Let's go to, let me see which one. Let me see which one it is. Judah, we're going to hold on to that. Ezekiel chapter, y'all need to highlight that because that's food for your spirit. So that is food for your spiritual backpack. How the Father wants you to understand that where you are at is all in his doing, okay? And that even though we were dispersed all over the world, guess what? He said, I be to them a little sanctuary. Mean a little holy place. That's what's invested into Judah. Did y'all know that? Yes, that is invested into Judah. Okay, so here were Ezekiel 37 and 28. Ezekiel 37 and 28. In Ezekiel 37 and verse 28, and the heathen shall know that I, Yah, do sanctify Israel when my sanctuary, look at that, y'all, shall be in the midst of them forevermore. See? I'm going to show y'all how you're far away, you're getting lost. Because right then in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16, it says, "For therefore said Yah, although I have cast them far off among the heathens, and although I have scattered them among the countries." Listen to what it said. But yet, understand, Judah, but yet will I be to them a little sanctuary. Let me get this here off of here. This is going. See, this is what I don't see. This is what I'm saying, and this is why they can't learn. It's because they don't understand. But you know what? The sad part, they will not go onto the pages. They will not go to nowhere else but here, where they think they got a space. They won't go anywhere else, but they would come here onto this page. Let me make sure I get this here. This is why there's nothing that's why I want you to understand there's two Judahs. Don't get it bent, y'all. I'm talking about Judah, but the first thing, everybody who think they Judah, they say, "Oh, we fall in." No. Sister Devin had done enough teaching about the twos. If you never really understand the twos, you still lost. You need to go back, start from the beginning, and understand the twos. Anybody that's teaching people on anywhere in this world, and they're saying that they represent a creator, a spiritual creator that created all things, no. If you ask them, now I'm going to give you a little helping hand, you guys. If you ask them, do they know about the tools? And if they can't relate to you, the tools, they lost. So now you know how to know if a person really true. Say, for instance, somebody come with you the Bible and start quoting this. You sit there and you let them. Don't use the Bible to quote with them. Just pull up. Do you know about the twos? They gonna look at you stupid. So how is it you know what you know, but you don't know about the twos? Let me get into it. Let me give you a little something right now. Each and every last one of you who carries the spiritual backpack. First and foremost, the twos started in the kingdom before it was on the earth. So if you got your tail out here talking about you know this, you know that, you can quote these verses, you can precept, you can line, you can little here, sit your tail down if you don't know about the twos. So that's one thing that you can use without battling people that has the scriptures. Don't battle people who got this book, because these are words. Battle somebody who got the word. How about that? And the word organized everything from the kingdom based on twos. Sit down. Okay, so here you see in Ezekiel 37 and verse 28, it says, "And the heathen shall know that I am Yah, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forever." Now I'm gonna show y'all where y'all wrong. Everybody in the live, let me show you where we are wrong at. Because when you get to Ezekiel chapter 11, he sit and let you know. In Israel and Judah, you already have a little sanctuary. That means I'm in the midst of you. I'm in you already. I'm there. Look at it. Listen to what it says. He said, and I will scatter them among the countries. Yet, that means, hold up now. Watch this here. Yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary, a holy place. He never left. That's why Judah is holding the scepter. Still holding it. Because it is a sanctuary in Judah. United States of America. The Most High Yah says, let Judah go. And I'm going to tell you what's really sad. The elites, I don't want to call them. I want to start finding me a good name for them. They already know who Judah is. All they want is the people in America to do the dirty work for them. They ain't going to put hands on them. They want the people here in this country to do the dirty work, to have hate, to do racial things against the people. See, they ain't doing it. A lot of y'all don't know that. They'll call a shot and let the people in this country act a fool. Like the KKK. They the one started them. The white supremacists. They the one started them. Crooked cops. They the one started them. This high level of racist hate toward a people who ain't done nothing to you, but been stooped down, crouched down, submissive to the Most High Yah, to let you do whatever you want to. When they dead father told them that your hand's gonna be in the neck of your enemy, you ain't one to play. Why? Because you're holding the scepter that David held, a fighter. Ezekiel chapter 37, and this is what he said. And this is what I like about how Yah rumbles at the end. This is real. I do, because I used to say, why you keep trying to say the heathen and the heathen? Because the heathens, they thinking that Yah has totally left Judah. They thinking that we can do whatever we want, how we want, when we want. And the Father study saying to us, those that are of the light of spirit and truth, and the heathen's going to know that I ain't going nowhere. Listen to what it says. And the heathens, verse 28, Ezekiel 37 and verse 28. And the heathen shall know that I, Yah, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forever. He's letting them know that it's going to continue. That sanctuary that he said that we have, even though he dispersed us all over the world, he said, but you still got the sanctuary in you. That's what he's saying. And this is why I say I don't listen to people, because people can't grip that. They can't grip that we do already have the sanctuary in us, the little holy place Yah already got it within us, Judah. These men ain't gonna tell you that, are they? No. They busy telling you what Enoch said. They busy telling you what the Lost Book said. But they ain't going to bring you up to today to the fullness of understanding spirit and truth, what it said. And that's how they get lost. And they can't find their way back. This is why they come to your page talking all this stuff. It's because they have to, you guys. Because if they sit down and listen to you, you might spark a match in them. And they have to go back to the drawing board. And in this midnight hour, nobody wants to go to the drawing board called righteous. Nobody wants to go to the drawing board called spirit and truth and the light. Too much darkness out there. They've been sitting in it. And the belief of what somebody done told them. A lot of times I look at people and I think, they say, okay, they have misled us, and they have to, the Father wants you to know, if I got the sanctuary in you, I want y'all to hear this and hear this well. If he has the sanctuary in you already, and he said, even though I scattered you all over the world, I did that. I put you in captivity, but you went into captivity with the sanctuary in your butt. Then turn around and tell Judah, you still holding the scepter. So what's your problem? You see? You sitting here holding it. But the action of who you are based on what Jacob said, your hands always in the enemy's neck. I had to allow you to be crouched down, stooped down, with still holding the scepter. And yes, the lawgiver came from between you, Judah. And that should spark a lot of y'all. And I don't understand. And in me, because maybe he ain't shared it. Maybe he ain't shared it with me yet. In me, I just can't get why ain't nobody teaching the understanding that he has invested so much in us. And we don't see his goodness, his greatness, his excellence, his marvelous, his faithfulness, his kindness, his mercy and grace just extrally poured out on us as a people. We can't see his word. We can't see his light. We can't understand his spirit and truth. Well, maybe this too. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. While I'm talking, you know what it's saying? Only those that are mine, that I've sent to teach it, Deborah, shall know it. Which makes a lot of sense. Because it does something to me. Because what I just gave y'all is something you should write down and put in your spiritual backpack. I gave you Ezekiel 11 verse 16, where he telling you you still have, I put you here. I let them take you here, all that in captivity. But guess what I had in you all the time? The sanctuary. Then he turned around in Ezekiel 37 and 28 and said the same thing. Saying you that the heathen's going to know this sanctuary that I put in you is going to be with you forever. And now they're going to recognize it when you're on Mount Zion. Because that same sanctuary that's in you, I'm going to make sure you have it forever. And that's what the heathen's going to come to understand. Not only do you have it now while you're in captivity, you're going to have it forever. He's just showing y'all who he is and how much he cared for us. And we still wouldn't get it. So that's why I say you be careful who you go up under teaching and listening to people and preaching. You know, and nobody want to stand on top of stuff like this because it's called Spirit and Truth with the Light. Ain't nothing else should be taught. Everything should be taught about Judah being set free. And that's it. Okay? So now we're going to go to Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 23. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 23. And what's going on here? Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 23. And it says, and I will sanctify my great name. Now, this is what got me, y'all. I'm going back again, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I'm going back into something I knew about. I knew about this, but wait till what I share with you, what he revealed to me. Okay, Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 23. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profane among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am. Look at that. The heathen shall know that I am Yah, said the Most High, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. You see that? Anybody in the live, do you understand that verse? Can you see it in spirit and truth? Can you see it with the light? What he's saying here. Let me read it again. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profane among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am a higher thy Yah, said the Most High, when I shall sanctify in you before their eyes. Let me go on and tell you. What the Father was showing me, we profane his name. He explained to me it wasn't what we said, it's how we conduct ourselves. Because it was something invested in us. You see what I'm saying? There's something that we had in us, which is the sanctuary, which is what? Holy place. He just told you that in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. And this is why he's saying that we had profaned his holy name. Now he said that. Let's see if he said holy. He might not say holy, but we profaned his among the heathens, his name, his great name. That's what he called it, which has profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am a higher thy Yah, said the Most High, when I shall sanctify in you. See, it's going to be in you. So that sanctuary is in us, Judah. It's in us. And when we got be among the heathen, we conduct ourselves away like we do today. We do it right today. We conduct ourselves away where we profane his holy name, which is his holy place that he has in us. He just told you in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16, that we carry the sanctuary. You see, we carry the sanctuary. Wait until you hear who holds the sanctuary. That's what's going to blow your mind. Okay? So here in Ezekiel, he's saying that we didn't profane the name by what we said. We profaned it based on how we conduct ourselves in front of them. And that's even better for me, because I sit back and I try to teach to y'all. Do y'all see what our people doing? Do you see us killing each other? Do you see? It's all what is seen. It's how we're conducting ourselves to the world. Now, how does that look, Judah? If you're holding the sanctuary of the Most High Yah in you. This is how you profaned his name. But he said, now, when he collect us, and the heathen is going to know from now on, that same sanctuary is still going to be in us. And they're going to know it for what it is in us. In a way, when we got over here, we should have conducted ourselves as if the holy place was in us. That answered a multitude of questions when I was a young girl. I said, why they didn't get on the ships and start singing hymns and talking to you, Father, and calling on you, Father, when they was down there. They were saying they was going through all kind of pain. Women was having babies. And all this stuff was going on while they was being transported. They could have called on the Most High Yah. Where were they state of mind? What were they doing and what was going on? You see? So a lot of times y'all wrong. Y'all are so wrong about the Most High Yah. The Most High Yah has always told you, even in these words, I scattered your tail everywhere. Yeah, I did it. But I was always present in you. I was that holy sanctuary in you. So that's how we profaned his name, because we got over here and conducted ourselves in front of them in a way that profaned his name. Why? Because his name was in us. How did it get in us? It's the holy place, people. It just told you in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 28. Ezekiel chapter 36 and 23, it's actually letting you know, and I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. He's going to, when you get to Mount Zion, he's going to be sanctified in you. Right before their eyes. Like it was, and it had been. And you would never know that we had the holy place in us all the time. So I'm talking to you, Judah. Because Israel won't bust a move until it see you get up. You got to come up. And the only way you're going to come up is when Yah bring you up. So this is why you see a lot of them taking each other's lives and doing all kind of things that they're doing. Okay. Now, I'm going to show y'all. I've just given to you all about the holy place. Okay, let's go to Hebrew. In the book of Hebrew, chapter 1, verse 8, we're talking about this scepter, the scepter that Judah has. He said the scepter should not depart from Judah. So it's telling you what? It's in Judah. I know y'all don't get it, and I don't care. I get spirit and truth. I get the light. I bring that truth, that light out of the darkness. And that's what it's all about. Okay? Is it making people get stuff, understand? No. He said just bring that bad boy out of the darkness. Because truth going to be the last thing standing. I know that's right, Father. I know that's right. That's right. Okay? So in Hebrew chapter 1, verse 8. No, is it verse 8? Yeah, verse 8. But until the Son, listen to this, y'all. Until the Son, he said, thy throne, O Yah, is forever and ever. That's the Mashiach. A scepter of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom. Now, if the scepter, if it consists of righteousness, and it consists of Yah's kingdom, and it consists of Yah's power, tell me what Judah doing with it. Somebody need to answer that. What is Judah doing with all that? You see who Judah is? I know it. You still lost. You see who Judah really is? That same scepter is what the son of the Mashiach was saying at the throne. Oh, Yah is forever and ever. Thy scepter of righteousness is the scepter of the kingdom. So what Judah doing with it? Genesis 49 and verse 10. What Judah doing with that scepter? He said they ain't gonna depart him. What did that mean? It's staying with him. You see where Judah is at, y'all? You see how much help Judah needs to really understand what's going on? Okay. Now, let's go to Psalms 114. We almost done. Psalms 114. America, the Father wants me to say unto you, this is not a warning, this is a threat. Let Judah go. Psalms 114. And this is where you also see the sickness of Judah. Judah trying to get reparations so he can stay. Everybody that's Judah is not Judah. You got Judah that's still sleeping. You got Judah that's woke. But you also have Judah that's the spiritual Judah. And you also have Judah that's the seed of the flesh Judah. Like all that says that Israel is not Israel. You got the Israel of the flesh and you got the Israel of the spirit. So this is a good thing for me because this shows me that everybody ain't going to escape like they think they are. Okay? They think everybody's so dumb, because everybody teaching this thing and they all over the place and they got people believing it the way they want to believe it. Now, all this time we sat back and we talk about the sanctuary. We come to the conclusion that the sanctuary is a holy place that's set apart. But it's a holy place, y'all. We cannot, we can't take away that word holy. And I want y'all to understand that. You can't just say set apart. You got to make sure you understand what holy is. And that's what the Father wants you to understand when he's talking about Judah. Now, listen to this. Psalms 114 and verse 2. Judah was his sanctuary. You see that? Judah was his sanctuary. Do you all see that, or is it just something I'm seeing? Now we just read probably 4 chapters with verses showing you what the sanctuary means to the Father. It's a holy place. It's like a chapel. It's holy, y'all. It's a set apart place. What part of that y'all don't get? So what he's saying is Judah was his sanctuary and Israel his dominion. But look at what Judah means. You would never know that Judah was the father's sanctuary. Now, we just left Ezekiel chapter, Hebrew chapter 1 and verse 8. And the Mashiach saying to the Father, your throne is forever and ever. The scepter is your kingdom. And it was something else he said, the kingdom and something else. But the problem is, what do Judah doing with it? You see what I'm saying? I'm going to make it make sense. Somewhere Judah is a bigger role than what has been ministered, what has been said. Let me tell you why. For him to bring everybody down, Judah, David. So if David came down Judah, then Solomon came down Judah. You see where I'm coming from? And you notice that line of Judah had to have had something. It was that scepter that was in their hands, in them all the time, that came down from the beginning. It came down Judah. But what was the awesome one? Was the lawgiver. Came from who? Judah. See, you can't. Some said the lawgiver was David. Some said the lawgiver was Yeshua HaMashiach. But these are the ones still came down Yeshua. Where you think Melchizedek come from? Not came down Judah. Who you think the Melchizedek? Down Judah. Because they all got something in common. The scepter is within them. The scepter is within them. That should wake the whole tribe of Judah up. But it's not. Because right now, where Judah is at is in the form of submissive to the Most High Yah. And what the country has to do is let Judah go. Now, I want y'all to understand letting Judah go is a threat to the United States. Not as if Judah is not scattered on the four corners. But it's something about Judah in the United States that needs to let Judah go. What I believe, the Judah, it might be some over in Africa too. I won't deny that. But the Judah that Yah is interested in at this moment that's holding the scepter is the Judah in the United States. Once Judah in the United States has been let go. Now, understand this. Let go don't mean the power of the way you see let go. Set free. Release them. Why? Because all through what y'all didn't pay attention to was Yah explaining to you and me that the heathens is going to know. You see what I'm saying? They're going to know. Is it something they're going to know that they didn't know? No, they're going to come back to what they always knew. That the tribe of Judah was more than they had hid Judah to be. Outside of the elites, they know who Judah is. But the country in which Judah, the majority of Judah reside, the people here is going to lose their very living and everything. And guess how they're going to lose it? Not because of Judah, because of their own nation. of people, nation against nation. Matthew 24, I think it's verse 7. They're gonna destroy each other from within. Their best bet is to teach letting Judah go. That's the message that the Father is sending out to the air. And if people are on here preaching and teaching and ministering without speaking on letting Judah go, somebody's going to be in trouble. Okay, so we in a place like no other. Hold up. Okay, you sure? Okay. Yep. Yeah. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am. They come for the. I'll tell you about it. But in the book of Judge, when you get to the book of Judge, we're almost done. And I was looking at that, and what I'm trying to bring you to the level of things that y'all didn't know. Y'all have you don't know what you just don't know. Um, but I want to take you to the book of Judge, okay? And I'm gonna show you that there's something going on about Judah. And I would suggest this country. Now I'm not talking about the elites because they know. I would suggest this country uh, grip the whole mindset of speaking, let Judah go. Okay? Even if they have to come to the understanding of Judah, they need to. So they understand what you've been dealing with. It ain't been what you've been told. Because ain't nobody gonna pay the consequences. Nobody. But the people in this country. Like over in Africa, I believe Judah is over there. I do believe Judah is over there. But they're portraying, you all might not understand this, and I know you don't. And I'm gonna go on and say it so you can. This is like more spirit and truth and light for your spiritual backpack. Over in Africa, they're taking who they are and trying. The Europeans have been over there and have gotten their mind to serve Yah partially in the way that they want them to serve them. And I hate that that's like that. So therefore, they got a long ways to go. And it's not just certain villages that's still holding on to their traditions. They have turned a lot of their traditions over to Israel over there now, the fake ones. And they are living by those traditions as partial way of their tradition in which they known Yah. And they're also seeing Yah as a European Yah. You get what I'm saying? I know it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's going back to what I was telling you, how much spirit and truth is missing every place. And we are so wrong to stand up and have spirit and truth and the light and just hold it for ourselves and not disperse it to the world. So when you're making videos and you're talking, talk about something. Ain't nobody want to hear all that other mess. Talk about something that has lined up with the bosom of the Father. What do you mean by that? If and only if the Ruach HaKodesh is in you, he ain't going to have you on here talking about dreams and vision. He's not going to be getting you this here mindset of this. He ain't about that. He know we in the midnight hour and he want us to walk strictly by the light, y'all. He don't want us to walk in the light and go to the darkness the next day. Go to the light and then next year go to the darkness and come back to the light. All that don't mean nothing. That's why I say the same thing about people who come and they listen, they sit up in the corner. You can sit up in their corner all you want. You can eat all the spiritual food you think you're getting. But there's people, I'm telling you, there's people whose heart so hardened in themselves, they thinking they going to override everything. And y'all going to let them sit there and be stupid and see how much they're going to override. Because see, y'all is measuring people's heart, y'all. While y'all are walking around and you're thinking, hey, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to do it this way. His measurement, y'all's measurement, it's not the measurement of your flesh. That means not the measurement of your flesh mind, your flesh understanding, your flesh feelings, your flesh emotion, your flesh knowledge. It's not. It's about where you stand in the spirit. And when you stand with him in the spirit, all that mess goes to the trash. You do things you never done before. You say things that you know that you might not feel good about it, but you say it because it's right. See, when righteous live in you, you say it no matter what nobody like about it, what nobody think about it. You see? And this is what light is. Light ain't coming to get to pat darkness on the back and make it feel good. No, that's not what light is. Light is coming to shut darkness off, so it'll never be seen again. So in the book of Judges, let me show y'all something here. In the book of Judge, we're going to go with chapter 1 in the book of Judges. And I'm going to kind of break down this here because 99.9 ain't never read this here. And y'all don't understand nothing about it. Okay, babe, thanks. I'll come back to you. Hey. Okay. Okay. So here it is I had to lock the door back. Okay. In the book of Judge, I want to just show y'all what I'm talking about is Judah. In the book of Judge, chapter 1, verse 1 through 2. The book of Judge, chapter 1, verse 1 through 2. Oh, man. I'm just going to show y'all a little something so y'all would see that, yeah, it might be something about Judah and where Judah is conducting himself today. You know, it has to be two type of Judahs. Watch this. In the book of Judah, in the book of Judges, chapter 1, verse 1. Now, after the death of Joshua, it came to pass that the children of Israel asked Yah. The children of Israel asked Yah, saying, who shall go up for us again, the Canaanites first, to fight against them? Now here Joshua has died. Okay. And now Israel is left. And who are they? They going to the Most High, and they asking the Most High, who is it that, let me get this here. Who is it that shall go up for us against the Canaanites? And verse 2, and Yah said, you see that? Yah said, Judah shall go up. Behold, I have delivered the land unto his hand. You see that? Judah. Why wouldn't the 12 tribes come up with who can really defeat for us? Who can really fight for us? Who can stand in Josh's position? Do y'all get that? The father told them Judah. Judah. What I'm trying to say to you all, y'all got this thing fixed in a way that he's not trying to get you to understand him in a way that you might feel you need to. He don't care about what you need in your flesh, because we're doing too much fleshly understanding. We're doing too much fleshly wisdom, too much fleshly knowledge, too much fleshly emotions and feelings and personal opinion. And we're doing too much of that. That's why we can't see light, and light can't see us. So what is he saying here? He says here that Judah shall go up. Behold, I have delivered the land unto his hand. Judah. You see what I'm saying? How did he switch from Joshua to Judah? Okay. Drop down to verse 4. In verse 4, it says, and Judah went up, and Yah delivered the Canaanite and the Perizzites unto their hand, and they shew of them in Bezak, 10,000 men. In Bezak, 10,000 men. He turned the battle to Judah. You see? So let me check you out. The United States have no idea who Judah is. Y'all can actually turn Judah on United States if you wanted to. Judah can actually defeat the United States, because Yah has invested things in them that have the capability to. But what do we have, Judah? Submissive to the order of captivity. Y'all see that? And then you wonder why they're afraid of us. They got you thinking because our skin tone, baby. Let me tell you something. The United States, the trumpet been blown, set Judah free. Because if y'all have to, you better watch yourself. Because if he set Judah free, and Judah no longer have to submit himself under the power of Yah and all that is invested in him, this country would have been torn from the floor. Judah would have tore this country up a long time ago. And you all running around here wondering why they're afraid. You see what I'm saying? So when you drop down to verse 4, it actually telling you, and Judah went up to battle and won. Did not Yah play a role in it? Yes. But he knew what he had invested in Judah too. He knows what he got invested in Judah. He didn't hesitate to answer Israel. All the other tribes, they went to pray to the Father. So we ain't got nobody, no king. Joshua done died. Who we going to send? Judah. Send Judah. You see? So I'm giving you a look of who Judah really was before Judah got even in captivity. You see? So all these men on these devil platforms out here teaching y'all about Judah, and they don't know a wretch behind about their own nation, their own tribe. They don't even give them that due them. What's due them? Now watch this here. In in Judges 20. And reason why I said that's due them is as far as spiritual. Judah ain't do nothing but a tail whooping from the Most High Yah based on what they're doing out here. But you got to understand now, there's two Judahs. Like he said, there, everybody that's Israel is not Israel, same thing. And I believe that the stranger's duty is to support somebody like Sister Deborah. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you the truth. Their duty and their obligation is to support somebody like Sister Deborah, somebody who's really giving them the ideal of where they should be at in this day and time. Now, are they coming in through belief and faith? Yes. But this is to determine where you stand legit. Oh, yes, it is. Because I believe this level of hate that Europeans have and others nation have for Judah is off the chain. And the only reason why I say that is this will determine really where you stand. You get what I'm saying? A mouth can say anything. A mind can think anything. And that flesh heart will do and follow the mind of the flesh and the action of the flesh. But the truth come out. It's when you hear the word of God and you stand on the sideline like you have no part in nothing but hearing the word and standing still because I'm already in there. No, I don't think those are strangers that's going to come behind us. Because he already let them know in so many ways. You can't be boasting up on against the branches. And you don't understand the branches that's detached to him. He ain't talking about the branches that have fallen off. Because they too can be detached back. But the ideal of following in the midst of spirit and truth with the light. It's no need in you just detaching because you're not really the strangers that's going to follow us. You're the one that's detaching yourself, thinking that that's the part that you need to be in. It's just detaching yourself. Hey, I got it already, even though I don't deal with them. No. That's where the problem is at. I don't think the strangers should be strangers when we go over to the other side. I think they need to join us now, like ASAP as strangers, not being strangers when we going out. I don't think those are, just like there's two Israels and two Judah, there's two strangers. And I think it's more strangers that's in the flesh than there's strangers in the spirit. I will tell you that. I really believe that without a doubt. Because I think that hate, that level of hate is still within them. Even if they have, they wouldn't give. Because it's a level of hate that's still there. And it's that racist hate that says, they ain't entitled to nothing. I'm giving you. It's something else that's there. That's why I believe the true strangers, I'm grateful to the Father, allowing them to be grafted in through faith and belief. Their faith and belief going to override anything else that's in them. The things that they have, the things that they got, the things that make them think they better than somebody else or their entitlement, they drop all that mess, y'all. They don't give a rest behind about none of that. Because once they come to the knowledge of the light and spirit and truth, they'll drop all that mess just to follow the light. And that's how it's going to be when he take us out. And people thinking that he's going to let them follow and they still got a hateful heart. You didn't follow my prophet. You didn't even support my prophet, but I'm going to let you come in. You followed the words. You ate from the table. See, this is what I'm saying, y'all. People just don't understand. Y'all ain't with that. And I know to y'all might think he is, but he ain't. And that's not just them, but anybody. This really, you'd be surprised how Yah is trying you right where you at. So you'll know who you are. Because people really is getting caught up in that they all that and some, and a cup of tea on top of that, and they just don't know. So let's go to Judge chapter 20. Judges chapter 20 and verse 18. Now hear this. The children of Israel arose and went up to the house of Yah. Here they go up against the house of Yah. Here they go again. And asked counsel of Yah. So the children, this is the same thing, y'all, that I cannot understand. How is it that they couldn't do that on the slave ship? Why couldn't they cry out to the Most High? It's just something, it shows me the power of Yah's will in placing them where he wanted them to be. That's how I would say that. Okay. And only he can do that because he knows them. He knows the type of person they are and who they really are. So here in Judges chapter 20 and verse 18. Now, let me tell y'all what's happening. Another Sodom and Gomorrah. The king, the retired king of Judah went to a town of Benjamin. These are all tribes of Israel. And he was a retired king of Judah. And he went into a town of Benjamin, and he couldn't find a hotel, was booked. And he was out in the street with his concubine and his a man servant. And they didn't have nowhere to go. And they were out on the streets, and they seen an elderly man, and he told them to come and wash up and get something to eat in his house. They shouldn't be out on the streets. Why? Another Sodom and Gomorrah, where the men of Benjamin wanted to rape him. Okay. So the old man offered them his house, and they came in, and the men of the town come banging on the door, same way with Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot. They came banging on his door, wanting him to come in, wanting him to send the king out, that they may know him, meaning sexual contacts with him, because these were just like Sodom and Gomorrah. See, a lot of y'all don't pay attention. This also took place in the book of Judges among Benjamin, one of the tribes, his city, his town. So they were full of homosexuals. You see, so when you're running around here talking about Israel and Judah, they're the one that usher a lot of things that also have taken place around the world from the beginning. Okay, when we look at Benjamin, they the one they were tied into a lot of that homosexual. So the old man of the house asked him not to do that, and that he had a daughter, and that he had the king's concubine, and that they could have them. Just don't mess with the king and his servant. Try to have sex with these men. I don't know in me and I still been asking the Father, but it going back to the sickness that we have among our people, is where our men feel to do away with women, and young women at that, or women period, as if they're nothing but a sex tool that Yah created for them to disperse anywhere. And they put the concubine out to the men that wanted the man. And the next morning, she was at the doorpost, the threshold, holding on. She had died. They had raped her and beat her to a pulse, and she was dead. So the king opened the door and tell her to get up. I hope that that's not how he dealt with her after you set her out there so these men can have her. If you didn't want her, you should have left her with her father. Her father asked you to leave her, don't take her, and you just insist just to give her away to a bunch of men that killed her. And now you're angry. So he takes his dead concubine and put her on a horse and traveled home and decided to cut her in many pieces. He cut her up in many pieces and sent her to the son her pieces to the tribes, the other 10 tribes. And they all got with him, this king, and asked him what went on. He told them what the tribe of Benjamin did. They the one killed her, and they was trying to have sex with him, and so on and so on. So they decide to go to war. So this is where we at. In Judge chapter 20, the judge, he's no longer a king with Judah, but I think he was a retired or no longer. He sent her body parts to all other 10 tribes of Jacob, the 10 tribes, and they all got together to try to meet up to see how they can deal with Benjamin. Okay, because this is what they did. They killed her. What else? He put her out there for them too. So I don't get it. I'm just telling y'all, it just things that I just simply don't get. And I move away from them because the Father, all this type of stuff going on, I'm not going to sit and be pulling this stuff up on you and trying to get you to justify the sin of man. Okay. So it says in verse 18, we in Judge chapter 20 and verse 18, and it says, and the children of Israel arose and went up to the house of Yah and asked counsel of Yah and said, which of us shall go up first to battle against the children of Benjamin? So which tribe should fight up against Benjamin? And Yah said, Judah shall go first. Judah shall go up first. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to pretty much pinpoint to you all how important it has always been in the eyes of Yah that Judah pull up. Judah played the main role. And this is another one where you see Judah playing the main role. And that's why I'm saying to you all, even though you go back up in where Judah is at, and he's crouched down and he's stooped down and he crouched, down, and it says, who shall arouse him? Nobody. Because if you mess with him, then this country is in for a whammy. So you have to understand Judah is down because he's submissive to the power of Yah. That's why he's crouched down. That's why he stooped down. And he's even to the point where it says he's a cub to an old lion. So he's not supposed to get up. Because if he get up the way that Yah has invested things in him, then something is going to be, this country is in trouble. So I advise the country to United States to let the trumpet is blown, and it's not coming as a warning. It's coming as a threat. So I'm telling you, this is from the Most High Yah. So it's saying that this is a threat that you let Judah go. Okay. So here, even in Judge, it talks about how Judah is the battle for the war between even the 12 tribes. They sent in Judah to be the front runner to defeat Benjamin. I believe they sat down and they reasoned with each other. But still, it shows you that Yah always put Judah on the front line. But what Judah at now? Judah ain't on the front line. Judah stooped down. He's crouched like an old lion, letting you know he can't get up. But like I said, the Father said that's a form of submitting himself to the power of Yah. Because of what he holding the scepter, and he is the sanctuary of the Most High Yah. So that there alone lets you know Judah, if Judah was out of that state, what position would Judah really be in? He would be in a position to really defeat this country itself. So it ain't like that the Father can't get Judah to tear up the United States, because he knows that he has invested that in Judah. I don't think y'all get it. When yes, he has invested it into Judah. And the thing about it, Judah won't be able to, because he's submissive right now to the Most High Yah. That's where he's at. He's in submissive. So this is the last verse. So what I'm trying to say to you all, Judah has more invested in him. But also, don't estimate that there's two Judahs, like there's two Israel. The one that got all the things invested in him, that's crouched down to the degree, is the Judah that's spiritual. Okay? Okay? Now, when he said to the United States to set the captives free here in the United States, he means that. And that does not mean set the two apart, put them together. They got to come out together. Okay? Both Israels got to come out together. You know what? I don't know if my thing is off or what. I don't see it moving at all. And I guess somewhere along the line it must be off. I don't know. That's the way it looks. That's the way it looks. Yeah, there we go. So I think that that's truly is a blessing. And I always say that this message is held for review. So what? So what? Let it be held for review. So what? So I, again, Sister Deborah would say, anybody in the live have any questions? Any questions in the live? I don't know what they the one probably stopped my they probably did. Someone got Zacharias chapter 2 and verse 5. He will be a wall of fire around them and the glory in the midst of them. Praise the Most High Yah. Yep, we already covered that, Genesis chapter 10. But I give all glory and honor to the Most High Yah for who he, not just who he is today. And I want to say that to each and every last one of you all who don't understand. Yah is not an is, he's a was. See, it's no way you can really, you know how we always quote this thing, oh, he's Alpha and Omega, he the beginning and the end. Well, y'all need to put some power behind that. Because you have to really know him to be able to quote that in a way of knowing what you're quoting. Therefore, you have to seek who he was. So you'll know who he is. And you'll know who he's going to be. And I think that's something beautiful. It's like a package. You know how a lot of people, even when they preaching and they're on these pulpits and they talking about, oh, he's the beginning and the end. He's Alpha and Omega. They have no idea what that means. Now, is there a meaning to that in the flesh? Yes, it is. But that's in the flesh. The meaning to the Father is greater than what it is in your flesh. Because we know who he is, so we think. And who he is to us is not correct. And I tell him, I stand on any mountaintop. I stand on top of anybody on that. Yah is not who he is. You are not who you is. You was before you is. Meaning you was something before you is who you are today. We must learn that about Yah. Somebody asks you, how did you come up? Or where did you grow up? Where did you go to school? Or where did you go? Well, when we dealing with the Most High Yah, we trying to teach about this Father. We trying to teach about this Creator. We trying to teach about all his power, his wonderfulness, his greatness, his excellence, without even knowing who he was. So people can get who he is. And then in the process of getting who he was and who he is, oh, they know who he's going to be in the days to come. But we want to cut it up and only make it who he is. Because we think we know who he is. You don't know a rat's behind until you know who he was. Who he was is who he is. Who he is who he's going to be. You have to have all of that to be able to be on these devil platforms, teaching and preaching, ministering, or speaking on the power of this Creator. This is why I don't listen to nobody, because they want to talk about Yah half cocked. They don't want to give him all that's due him. They don't want to give him the glory, the honor, and the praise in the order in who he was, so you'll know who he is. And just like all that information I just gave to you all about Judah, that was good spirit and truth and the light for you all to put in your backpack, because you're going to need that. You're going to need that for the journey in which you're going to go on. And a lot of y'all sitting here talking the beginning and the end, you don't even know what's pulling up right now, because you're in the moment of what is and don't understand what was that's going to pull up in your ears and going to pull out in your ears while you still in your ears. He's moving on to what he's going to be. And that's messed up from what you call for show the flow up. But you think he's worried about it? No, he ain't. Yah is not about to come in this day and time and wake nobody up. No, he ain't. He gonna send what he's seeing like he did in time past, who he was, how things walked. He's gonna pull up like it is, the way it was. Let me send somebody in the midst of it. Every time Israel and Judah exist, he always send his light in the midst of it. Today, we got to watch YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We have to know what we need to know. We have to do it our way. We got to get it. You go on. I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live chat. And I hope you got something out of it, especially those who have been following Sister Deborah that holds spirit and truth and has the light. Make sure this is one of the messages, that information that you should add to your spiritual backpack. Okay, this is one. Because like I said, me myself, I think about just being here in this moment. I don't know if I'm going to go to the other side, but I'm just enjoying the moment in which Yah is allowing me in this day and time to bring light out of the midst of the darkness, because a lot of people think it's light. Everybody think it's daytime. They don't understand we in the midnight hour. I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And guess what? I will be back. Shalom and shalom.